You guys know, for this assignment, you were asked to shoot metaphors that represented certain feelings. I didn't want literal interpretations because, if you wanted something that was happy, a picture of someone smiling is like a little bit lame. So I wanted you to take photographs that kind of evoke the emotion that you're trying to match. So I pulled up a couple different ones just from Google, and I'm going to show you a really neat way to use some textures to kind of enhance the photographs that you've already taken. So I looked up anxiety in Google, and this picture was one of the ones that came up, and I actually think it's really kind of neat. I like how it's very asymmetrical. It's really empty on this side. The black and white is really clear with the contrast and the brightness, and it just looks good. So the first thing you want to do is on your image, you go to Image, Adjustments. You can change the brightness and contrast if you want to. I happen to think this one is pretty nice. Maybe I'll just leave it a little brighter there. And then what you want to do is you go onto Google Images and you just type in texture, and a whole bunch of different pages of different types of textures will come up. This was one of the first ones I saw, and I think it's really great. So what I'm going to do is Command A to select all, Command C to copy, just like in the first tutorial we did. Go back to my original image, Command V to paste it, and my texture is on top of my image. Now, obviously, I don't want to leave it like this because my image is gone and I can't see anything. So what I want to do is, while this one is highlighted, go over to opacity and bring it down a little bit. And the more you bring it down, the less of the texture you'll see and the more of the underlying picture that you'll see. The more you bring it up, just the opposite happens. I kind of happen to like it right about here, maybe a little less. Like here's pretty good. And it's just kind of cool just because it's a really subtle way to add to this feeling of anxiety, and like all the scratches on the textures, like water stains on the texture, it just kind of has a rough, unsettling feeling to it. And then this person behind, the way they're holding their head, they look like they might be really under a lot of pressure or something like that. And it just helps evoke that emotion a little bit more. So I'm pretty happy with those. I like them very much. So from this point on, I can do image size. Remember, we're doing 300 and the longest dimension would be 10. For me, that's my width. All right, and I can save that picture and I'll be done with it. Again, remember, when they get huge like this, Command 0, and there's my picture. And that one's done already. Super easy, right? But I wanted to do another example just to show you a different way of doing it. I looked up images that made me feel happy, and I saw this one. This one made me feel happy. And then I looked up some kind of happy textures, and I found this kind of craziness, colorful, weird, underwater type thing. So again, Command A, Command C, go to happy, Command V, it's right on top. And again, I can lower the opacity a little bit. Now it kind of looked weird to me. It didn't really give off the happy vibe anymore. It kind of looked like she's a reflection in an oil stain in a parking lot or something. So I left it, and then I went in to play with this stuff. And you can just choose a whole bunch of different types, go through, find the one you like, and you'll see it changes as you go. And each of these changes might require you to change your opacity a little bit because it affects the overlay. But it's just another way to kind of enhance your imagery. I like this one a lot. It kind of gives it like an old feel. I might bring it up a little bit more. That's kind of it. So you can use anything within this, and remember, depending on the texture, depending on the brightness and contrast you've changed in your original photo, these might give you a result that you are not happy with. And if you're ever not happy and you want to go back to the beginning, you just go to normal, and that'll bring you back to what you had before. But yeah, so 2 really simple ways to add textures to your photographs and enhance them a little bit. So search on Google, give it a try, and see what you come up with.